This is Cresso, and I'm here for part 17 of the Human Journal. I call this journal Simplicity of Life. Yes, I'm going to talk about how simple life really is. So, early today I was meditating. I was just relaxing, meditating, and all that, and especially having a really awesome DMT experience. Channeling with another spiritual being, but just seeing life beyond the two eyes. Just seeing things spiritually. When my third eye is activated and seeing things, with such clarity, life is really simple. I was really feeling that so strongly early. I was meditating, and I'm very grateful that I decided to, just acknowledge or activate. I'm activated into just being aware, just awareness about how life is, and I was just looking at, humanity as a whole, and I'm going to say some stuff. Now, it's not going to apply to everybody. And, there's a lot of things around our life, around different cultures around Earth, just values or different ideas, traditions, all those things. And I feel like, if you re-examine the belief systems that you have, and it suggests that life is hard. I always express this to everyone in my other clips here and there. But life is not really hard, That's the thing, I want to say. Life is very, very simple. You see, consciousness, because, you're all consciousness, okay? See, consciousness is like, it's like a flow of water. It's very calm, but just because consciousness is calm doesn't mean it's not powerful. Consciousness is powerful. Just the flow within consciousness is just amazing, And when you adapt that within your daily life and really hone into that and, really just, like I always tell you, all of my Human Journal parts is about reconditioning your mind. Recondition your mind in a certain way, meaning to align your mind spiritually, into the spiritual realm. See, the mind is part of consciousness. It's just a different level. Well, I just want to say that, I was just want to share. I don't know. I'm just, if you're offended, what I'm about to say, you really have to you're going to have to really go deep in within yourself why you're offended. Because I'm going to say stuff that, I'm going to call some stuff out about people. Now, it's not going to apply to everybody. But, I was thinking about a good number of people seem to do things so, and it's by choice. People do things the hard way. And I feel a lot of it has a lot to do with upbringing. And yeah, a lot of not just upbringing, but the society around Earth. And you know, it's like the biggest thing that you would pick up growing up and in society throughout this world is that life is not fair. And I really look at a lot of people, you know, a lot of people on Earth, and it's like, man, you know, it's just, I was saying to myself earlier, it's just amazing that a lot of people just do things. It's like people by choice. It's kind of like people just doing like manual labor. Meaning, it's like you go the long route instead of just really connect, you know, just really plugging yourself spiritually, you know, because you all of you are spiritual beings. And, you know, it's like you rather go through life stressed out and all because of the sake of a belief system that it was passed on to you and you accepted it. And then you condition your mind a certain way for so long. You know, in a Western culture, especially here in the U.S., you know, here in the U.S., you know, a good number of people will say things like, I have no time. You know, I have no time for myself. I have no time for my family. I have no time for anything, right? Kind of a little bit on, just kind of talks a little bit about my other human journal about out of time. But just to give a summary of the mentality of people in the U.S., for example, maybe not just the U.S., but let's just say the Western culture, okay? Is people, a good number of people feel like, you know, the mentality, or let's just say the stigma is, you know, you got to be responsible. You got to do these things. You got to do this. You got to do that. You know, you don't have time for this. You don't have time for that. But then, if somebody just decides to sit back and just relax, it's like people take the idea of relaxation as a luxury. It's like, oh, you know, I can't afford that, you know. And, you know, it's like, I feel like a lot of people like robots. You know, it's like you work in a job that you kind of like you're in a rat race, and you stress yourself out. You work long hours, right? And you feel like you just want to unwind, right? You just want to unwind. And, you know, a lot of people, even though they like to put the excuse among themselves that I have no time for myself, but then, you know, beneath all the so-called responsibilities, and because having all these so-called responsibilities makes you what? It makes you a better person? No, actually, it's kind of like this. You're really hurting yourself. You know, you're stressing yourself out. You're like a slave. You decide to be a slave to this idea that I have no time. Oh, I have responsibilities. Yes, we got to take care of things. That's true in society. We got to take care of business and things like that. But when you decide to, let's say, get your priorities in kind of like out of order, meaning if you don't like relax yourself, you know, and you find yourself stressing out, it's going to affect you. You know, you really can't hide it. You see, I see a pattern with this within people. Like, for example, Friday. Let's just look at a typical Friday night. A typical Friday night, for example, right? It's like people just rushing home, go to the club, go do all these things, right? It's like some mad rush just to unwind, because it's this idea that this is the only time for myself to relax and do these things, right? Go to party. I mean, party is not a relaxation, but it's an idea of the Friday nights and the weekends, it's like an idea of to escape the Monday through Friday rat race job or your lifestyle, right? And people, I realized I observed people for a long time, and people get drunk. People go to bars, get drunk. I used to go to bars, and, you know, I'm not into alcohol, though, but I used to see people, and people get drunk and all that, right? And Thursday and Fridays and stuff, and, you know, and I took in a long time ago to myself, like, man, why people do that on a particular part of the day or a particular part of the week? The people, you see, a good number of you, okay, you want to relax, right? Okay, some of you may not want to admit it. Some of you might think that you might describe yourself, or let's say lazy. You don't want to tell people that you want to relax, you want to chill out, you want to, you know, you got to be a workaholic, and that's the mentality of the Western culture, to be a workaholic, right? You got 2 jobs, 5 jobs, whatever. You got kids, you got no time. That's the thing. That's the classic thing that you tell yourself every single time. And I'm like, man, you know, it's like. And people go to, you know, some people, they go to these bars and they get drunk and all that stuff, and it's like, but again, you want to go about things to relax yourself, you know, and that's what you really want. Your spirit, you see, your spirit wants to feel relaxed, at ease, and but then getting drunk, honestly, you feel like it's an escape to your so-called normal life, but then you find yourself, you're lining yourself in the situation that you're not going to like. It's kind of a catch-22 when it comes to going to bars and getting drunk. Well, I'm not creating this journal about people going to get drunk, but I just want to give a wider range about people doing different things to unwind. Like, for example, some people take some type of drugs, right? I'll just call it street drugs, right? I'm not a fan of street drugs because I know it's all mixed up with other crap, and it doesn't do anything for you. It's just, you know, these street drugs are a low energy. Same thing how I feel about alcohol. But and I'm talking about when you get drunk. I'm saying drinking alcohol is not, you know, drinking alcohol is good, you know. I don't drink alcohol, but, you know, but I'm saying when you get drunk, when you get at a certain state, that's a little different. But the street drugs, you know, some people take street drugs and, you know, not really doing them any good in the long run. People want to get high. Why do people want to get high? Right? I just like to say that to everybody in the Western culture, for example. Why everybody want to get high? You know? People want to get high because they want to feel, you know, they don't want to feel stressed out. You don't want to feel stressed out. And that's the thing. A lot of people, you put this front that, oh, I don't got no time. I got to do this. I got to do all that. You burn yourself out in the middle of the week, then you find yourself on the weekend doing all types of things. And, you know, people smoke marijuana. Marijuana, to me, marijuana is a natural substance, not a street drug, you know. But marijuana, I support marijuana, even though I have never tried it, but I support marijuana. I know what it does. I did the research. And I know some people that have taken marijuana, but yeah, it's an excellent natural substance to take. And you know, when I was, early on, I was meditating, I was imagining people collectively just feeling relaxed. People feel so relaxed, you know. And that's the thing, you know. The mind, because we condition our mind in a certain way, you see, your mind is going to suggest things to you like this. You don't have time to relax. like I've been saying to you earlier. You don't have time to relax. You got to do these. You got to do these things. And your mind will try to figure things out. You see, your mind will try to figure things out, how this is going to get done and how this is going to get done, X, Y, and Z, and all that. But then you see, when you take on the suggested idea from your mind, okay, where do you end up, right? You end up stressed out, and then when you get stressed out, right, then you get sick. You know, you create your sickness. You understand, everybody? Because, see, you're neglecting yourself. There's all types of ways. I've seen different things on YouTube or outside the internet have ways of people to relax, you know? Different techniques, breathing techniques, yoga class, you know, yoga classes and other stuff, you know. It's different things that's available that really support the idea of just relaxation, you know. But I find it funny that people, when they look at this vacation, it's like you work yourself to death all year round, right? And then you got this, you squeeze this, like what? This 1 week of vacation for those that, let's say, for those that work in a good old American dream job, for example, right? And you get this 1 week vacation and then you feel so relaxed and all that. But then, you know what? Have you ever felt like when you come back from vacation, right? A good number of you say, you know, you don't want to come back to your job. Now, why would you not want to come back to your job? Why? The reason why you don't want to come back to your job, because you see the job, you align yourself with a particular job, for example, it supports the idea of stress because you allow it. You created that. Then it supports your mind because your mind is conditioned a certain way. So you say to yourself, oh, I don't want to go back to this. I don't want to go back to work after a nice vacation somewhere in Florida or in Hawaii, wherever, right? Because you see, your spirit, you see, you say a certain thing, but your spirit is speaking louder. Your spirit don't want to feel stressed out. And that's the thing I want to say about the whole thing about what life really is. You see, if you take out the 9-to-5 job, okay, and you take out these high demand schedules, whatever you put yourself under, if you take all that away, right, life is really simple. You know, it is. Your spirit, because your consciousness, you see, overall, the overall truth, and you can agree or not, okay, again, your spirit naturally wants to feel relaxed. That's the thing. It's like this, you know. When I was meditating, when I was picturing people relax, and, you know, just feeling so at ease and everything on a daily basis now, okay? Not 1 week out of the year, but on a daily basis. I see people, and this is what I envision. I see people, all walks of life, relaxing. You're getting things done, okay? Keep in mind, okay? It doesn't mean you're not going to do nothing. You're going to do things. But, you see, you take on what life really is, okay? And you just relax yourself. You just relax. You know, and breathing in and out, okay? You feel good inside. You know, you feel relaxed, getting things done, okay? You're not putting a clock over your head. Oh, you don't got time to do that. You don't. That's not a factor no more. This is what I was envisioning for everybody, because you see, that I wanted to add this too. Pleasure, okay. Sexual pleasure is another part into relaxation, okay. And I look at all this, you know, and I see people do certain things, like scattered to do certain things. Like a good number of you know, you have the answer to do certain things. Like, you know, deep down spirit, you know what you need to do. You know certain things going to definitely help you. And I'm talking about in the long run. But you see, because you have a belief system, and you have a personal belief system, and then you look at society, right? But then you become a robot. You become a damn robot, and you neglect yourself. it's amazing how the Western culture is. When I heard about other cultures, I remember I heard something in Europe, for example. In Europe, this is interesting. I'm not sure if it's like that now, but let's just say in Spain. I heard a story in Spain that people, they work half a day, but then at lunch, they take off the rest of the afternoon. When I first heard that in Spain, I'm like, what? Wow, that's amazing. But then somebody told me it's not the same. Like Spain is not, people in Spain, they're not doing it. I think they're working a full schedule. I don't know if that's true, but this is the stuff that I heard. Other parts of Europe, France, or like I just call it France. Okay, I'm sorry, I don't have a French accent. But anyway, different people, their schedule is very different. Is nowhere closely the same like, for example, here in America. It's amazing the mentality how people take certain, let's say, so-called responsibility. But here in America, people are like damn robots. You just work. And I'm like, you're only hurting yourself. And, life, again, I will emphasize this in this journal, that life is so simple. It is. A lot of people come up with different ideas that don't support the idea of relaxation, or the idea, we gravitate the idea that life is not fair. And you gotta do all these things. But different ideas, they could be all kinds of ideas. Seriously. It could even be from religion. Seriously. Sacrifice. You gotta sacrifice yourself. I said something about that idea about sacrificing the greater good in my Human Journal Part 15. So you're going to sacrifice yourself for a greater good, but then you're burning yourself thin. And I'm communicating, I'm expressing this to everybody, communicating in all ways if I can, to say that, what I'm saying, I know, I'm very confident that it's going to click. It's going to click within you. You know why? You know why the stuff that I'm saying is going to click within you? Because your consciousness. You're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. But I will say this, if you allow yourself, and that's the thing, we all have choices to make, everyone. We all do. Man, I was just thinking about different dimensions and all that, and how life is, and I'm like, I was meditating, and I was thinking, I was thinking about different dimensions, and after my DMT trip, and a lot of the beings that I interact with, okay, a lot of the beings, especially the last being that I interacted with, it's a multi-being, and it was like 3 or 4 beings in one, okay? But it had like a childlike spirit. It doesn't take anything what goes on Earth seriously. It was this being was talking to me through telepathy that Earth is like a soap opera box. It's literally like a soap opera. People put themselves in so much stuff, and for what? People put themselves in all types of grief. All types of grief. And all because of belief system. People make themselves as victims, right? People make themselves as victims, and then they hold on to stuff. Okay, this is what me and his being was talking through channel. And I agree. I definitely agree. People, a good number of people, not all, but a good number of people really place themselves as victims. And you hold on to stories. So the thing is, everyone, is that you see, the mind, I will say that the mind is powerful. Not powerful than you, though, because your consciousness. And the mind is part of consciousness. It's just a different level of consciousness. You see, everyone, when you hold on to a particular belief system so tight, you're going to manifest. this hellish life that you're in, right? Everything is going, it's like your whole reality is going to basically support the struggles that you believe in so blindly. You know, you believe that life is a struggle through your religion, faith. You believe in life is a struggle through tradition, right? That you are whatever. Let's say somebody is just, let's say, for example, somebody is black. Not everybody is black that would think what I'm about to say. But people here in America, not everyone that's black that would think the same. But just give an example. People who think as black that, you know, in America you gotta live hard, you gotta do things extra hard to get ahead and all that. And these stupid belief systems that you put in yourself, it's like you are taking a belief system that, for example, in your upbringing, and your upbringing has been passed on to you. So let's say, for example, somebody's black, right? So your parents would say, you know, in this world, you got to work hard. You know, because of the color of your skin, you got to do this, you got to do all these things, all these crazy things, right? And then you take it in. You take on a suggested idea. And that's the thing, you know, a lot of people really create so much stuff, you know. So all the chaos, right, all the so-called chaos in the world, you know, the root of the so-called chaos in the world is your belief systems, okay? You hold on to stuff, right? But if everybody, this is what I envision, okay, everybody let go of these pathetic victim stories and just literally change in a snap, boom, like that, and feel relaxed, take on what life really is, the simplicity of life. You know, the chaos of this world is going to be shifted somewhere else. It's not going to be in your reality. And that's the thing, you know. And I know what I'm saying to you, everyone that's listening to my clip. You do click. It does click within you. You're doing everything you can to feel relaxed. You want to feel peace. You want to have a peace. You know, your spirit wants peace because your consciousness. Yes, everything in life is all about choices. But I will say this. What your spirit craves for, and I don't care where you're from, okay? You could be born and raised in Africa and going through whatever you go through, or you could be born wherever in China, wherever you're from. Your spirit within wants peace. You want to have that ground. You want the world or the reality that you want inside. You want to feel peace. You want to feel relaxed. You know, and I was just seeing everybody just relaxing. Yeah, I do see people taking DMT. DMT and your brain produces DMT. I know I always say this in my other clips, but your brain produces DMT every single day. But the plants that basically contain the DMT definitely is a tool. Okay, we put it there because we're consciousness. It's there for a reason. And I see people collectively, okay, widespread taking DMT or marijuana. And the world's different because you know why? Do you know why the world's different? It's because of you. You see, you basically, you change your world. You change your world because how you feel inside. You feel so loose. And I will say this about sexual pleasure. Yes, sexual pleasure is a great thing. You know, I know I don't really talk about this in my clips, but I will say this. You know, when you have somebody in your life, you know, enjoy each other. You know, it's you know, whatever. You know, if it's not with a partner, if you're pleasuring yourself, fine. You know, the thing is, everyone, is that when you release the energy, okay, all right, let's say you feel stressed and you go about it in a way that's going to help you in the long run, okay? So I'm not going to support these street drugs, nor do I'm going to support people getting drunk because I've seen how both of these things do to people, it doesn't really do you any good in the long run. It doesn't. But the idea of just breathing in and out, or maybe try yoga, or just meditate, you know, when you decide to really shift out of that and just stick a middle finger to the idea of responsibility, okay? Because yes, you're going to do things, but if you're going to make yourself as a machine, you know, you're not going to help you in the long run. And then you're going to create that reality. You're going to create that stressful reality. And that's the thing. But life is very simple. You know, that's what I was just feeling, again, I was feeling about here. And a lot of coaches around Earth, you know, it's like, man, it's like people just do things the hard way. It's like there's many different dimensions. And I'm talking from experience now, okay? I visit different dimensions. It's not just my DMT experience on Earth, but before I came to Earth, on my out-of-body experience, I visit different dimensions. And the idea of stress is not even, how I say, it's like you wouldn't even know what it is. You just don't. That's just the truth. You wouldn't know what it is. Like, what is that? You're just not aware of it. I mean, you could be aware of it, but if you was aware of it, it's not going to have any hold on you, you know, because I want to emphasize this, awareness. When you are aware on certain levels, everybody, spiritually, certain things that seem so like, oh my gosh, what I'm going to do with this life, my life is like, oh my God, my life is like chaos, right? It's not going to have any hold on you. You are in full control. Everything's at your exposure. You know what I mean? It's like boom. Everything is going to work with you. You understand? And you know, you gotta cut the excuses that you tell yourself why you can't live a life to feel at ease. You know, because life is simple. It really is. And I'm going to continue inspiring people on this level, you know, especially here in the Western culture. Um, you know, you create ideas that's basically going to, it's going to like support the stress, you know. And that's what we do, you know. We just don't really give ourselves a time out to say that, yeah, you know, I deserve this. I deserve to be at peace. I deserve to feel good inside. I did, you know, and I did create a clip on the idea of to feel good, you know, on my other human journal part. And, yeah, I do see people relaxing, letting go of stories from upbringing, letting go from other ridiculous stories that you put in yourself to feel stressed out. Remember, everybody, no matter what anybody else is telling you, that your life is this and that, and you got to do this and all that, and your job is demanded. You see, everybody, the only ones that's stopping you to feel relaxed, to feel at ease, to really be in touch with what life really is, the only ones that's stopping that is you. Okay? All right? Not your boss, your so-called egotistic boss, none of that. Nobody has any of that power to tell you that you can't feel or be at a certain state. Okay? When you give yourself excuses that, oh, I got to do that, I don't got time for that. Okay. You know, the ball's on your court, everyone. You know? Remember, okay? Remember I told you my other part. You got to pay attention how you feel. I said this a lot in my part 15. Pay attention how you feel inside. Remember I told you also, I'm sorry, I'm recapping some things I say in my previous parts. Feelings above facts. You got to pay attention how you feel. F the facts that, oh, I don't have time. I gotta work 12 hours. How you expect me to just sit there and relax? F the facts. Okay, you got to pay attention how you feel inside. Seriously, you got to get beyond your head, okay? And you're all capable of doing this because you're all consciousness. I don't care who you are, okay? You got to give yourself a timeout. Seriously. Nobody's doing you any harm but yourself. I'm telling you this flat out. So you can take anything what I'm saying or leave it. You know, you are freedom now, everybody. You know, yeah, yeah. Taking a DMT trip, okay, is it's a natural substance, okay. I'm gonna promote DMT. I don't give a damn about whatever, if it's against the law, whatever. I make the laws, I break the laws. I don't care. Government has no power. I created that stuff. I guess, you know, I feel that I created these things because it's just an experience that just to rediscover who I am. But, you know, I'm like, I had to say this because I just felt like I need to. I'm going to promote DMT because DMT, it's a tool. These plants that it contain the DMT, even though your brain does produce DMT, you don't have to take it. Okay, you don't have to take the DMT through the plants. All I'm saying that the plant, I feel like personally it gives like a boost. It does, it does. But you don't have to take it. It's not. It's an anti-drug, so it's not like you get addicted to it. You don't. It's like somebody taking street drugs and you take DMT. I've heard a lot of testimony that people, they just, boom, they stop using street drugs. They just suddenly stop. Or people that has depression or alcoholic, right? Stuff like that. Because DMT, the plant, the plant that contains DMT, again, it's an anti-drug. So definitely, you will be in touch. Your perspective on life will change. It definitely will. So I see people on a wide scale taking DMT, okay? I mentioned sex. Sex is a very powerful energy. It really is. If it's with your partner or if it's with if you want to pleasure yourself, you know, I'm not going to be shy to say this. I'm being straight up, okay, everyone? Whatever you do on a natural way to feel good, just do it. I'm talking about a natural way, not anything to harm yourself, okay? All right? I see people doing that. And I know, you see, the thing is, you all want to feel relaxed. You all want that. You want to do, a lot of you feel, you know, a lot of people feel like, oh, I wish I could feel so relaxed. I've read so many things online. People like, they want to have sex every day. I'm like, why do people want to have sex every day? I question it to myself personally. Just being honest, everybody. And I look, and I analyze these things because it's a way of relaxation, obviously. It's like, it's the feeling, you know, people want to feel good. It's like, and I want that for everybody. I like the idea that people is not a slave to time. People are not a slave to their damn jobs, okay? People are able to take care of themselves. I'm talking about in a healthy, spiritual way. So whatever, if it's sex, great. If it's pleasuring yourself, great. If it's taking DMT, great. Or whatever it is. If it's yoga, great. Go for it, all right? I know guys don't like to take yoga, and I'm a little shy about it too, whatever, but I do my own meditation. But whatever you do on a natural way, smoking marijuana or whatever it is, whatever you do, okay, to make yourself feel better naturally, do it. Just do it. And yeah, just because once everybody do that, okay, it does changes everything around the world. Just that alone, just that people just relax, you know. And then when you feel relaxed, and when you put yourself in a different state, you change your reality. You will literally change your reality. Seriously. Okay? Life is made simple for you. When you reconnect with consciousness within you, everything is made simple for you. Okay? You got to realize who you are, everyone. You're not just a human being. Don't get this thing fooled because you're in a flesh. You're not just human being. You You are a spiritual being. You're a lot more than human. Okay? So, I think I cover a lot of stuff in this one, but I I want to express to you how I felt early on from meditating and just thinking about everybody around the world, and just picturing people just just really feeling so relaxed. It is so good for the spirit because that's what your spirit loves. Your spirit loves that more than anything, whatever, like chaos, whatever, the drama, whatever. It's a choice, but your spirit loves the feeling of relaxation. Well, whatever, in all ways. It's just in all types of ways, everyone. It does. So you deserve it. Your consciousness, all right, everybody? Cut the excuses about, you know, that why you can't do certain things that you like to do to relax. Do yourself a favor. Just cut the excuses. Put your ego aside, really, all right? And treat yourself, all right? This is another way of loving yourself. See, when you don't do certain things that what your spirit is calling, you don't love yourself. I'm going to tell you flat out, everybody. You may not like what I'm saying or not, whatever, but you don't love yourself. You put problems and issues and other stuff first, and you created that. So, I mean, it's a choice. It is a choice, everyone. So, yeah, yeah. I wanted to express this to everyone, and other parts of consciousness and different dimensions. It is. I'm telling you. I'm going to tell you this, everyone. It's not what. It's not anything to do with stress. It's so like things do happen simultaneously. Like there's no rules on a lot of dimensions within consciousness. But here on Earth, I felt early that, man, people just do manual labor. They just do things the hard way. They just literally do things the hard way. I was a little frustrated with a lot of people, a little bit. But I have to realize to myself that people make choices. People make choices, and it's not going to stop me from inspiring because I look at everyone. I look at everyone beyond human, you know, and that what keeps me going to inspire everybody. Yes, you are in a human body. You are human, but you're not just human. You're more than that. So a lot of these ideas that stresses out has no really power over you unless you agree or align yourself with it for just an experience sake. But that's your choice. It's not like it's too late. You can't get out of it. You can, but yeah. I just wanted to express this fully. Uh, I do believe, especially in this journal. After you listen to this journal, I know that, and I envision this, that you're going to invest on yourself. That, damn it, I deserve to feel relaxed. I want to feel at peace within myself. I'm going to change things around my life because I can do that. You are power, everyone, and you are freedom. Okay? That time that you put yourself, that little time clock, people, I'm going to tell you this, everyone. When you align yourself with when you reconnect with consciousness, time is going to work for you. Okay? Seriously. You got to understand who you are. Time is not above you. Okay? Time will work for you. Okay? All stuff that I'm telling you about, a lot of stuff that I'm saying to you right now is spiritual talking. So, yeah, just take it in, okay? This has nothing to do with religion, but meditate. Meditate. You deserve it. I could say this is one of the keys. These are one of the key ingredients of changing the world into a nice, easy flow. And that's what consciousness is. consciousness, what consciousness really is like a flow of water. Nice and calm. Don't mistake this, that consciousness, by being calm. Don't get this fool. Your ego mind is not going to understand it because you shape your mind a certain way. Just because you're calm and steady and quiet doesn't mean that you're not given any power. You are in control. That is power. Being calm and collective, okay? It's not always things got to be by force to show power, to be aggressive and power. No, 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 no. It's not always like that. No. You see, I feel the more of the benefits that you get from it is being calm. Okay, being calm, being still, or just be like a flow of water, just flowing, an easy flow. And yeah, I just want to say this real quick. That's the vibe and the communication I got from a lot of the beings I interact through channel. And yeah, they're like a being. These beings that I interact with, they're so loose. They're not boiling, stressed out, like their face is red. No, but no, it's just that, it's just what makes humanity special in its own ways. We do things the hard way. But again, I'm not saying everybody, but but I'm just inspired to create this clip and really just to say to yourself, I'm going to break out of this right now. I'm going to do things that I love doing. I'm going to be at peace within me. So, and that's it. All right, everyone. I'm glad I did this, and I will be back for part 18. Take care.